Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We have Nico Estévez here available for questions. If you could just please raise your hand, state your outlet and your name, I'll call on you, and we'll go ahead and get started with questions. Who would like to ask first? Any questions for Nico? There's a question. All right, Paul, go ahead and lead us off.
That's Paul from WFA. Congratulations on the win last weekend, Coach. I just wanted to ask you about the way that you guys have been preparing. Obviously, the two teams here both are coming off of emotional penalty shootout wins. So how does that affect your preparation, knowing that you guys both had matches that went the distance?
Well, I think after we play day after the game, we'll have one day less to recover. You could see today the guys still with mental and physical fatigue from that, because it's a lot what emotions that they were having in that first game. But for us is try to find the balance between help them to understand what the game plan is going to look like, but also have fun and enjoy this moment and have their minds living this moment as a beautiful thing and as an opportunity. And I think we're working through that right now, and we have 2 more days and we'll finalize to prepare the game. But I think we're in the right direction. It will take, I think, one extra day to get their minds and their bodies fully focused for what is coming. But we knew that we had to work on that, and it is something that is with the group.
Thank you, Paul. We'll jump over to Charles, please.
Hi, Nico. This is Charles Bone with MLSsoccer.com. I had 2 topics I wanted to ask you about today. The first is this rivalry. I know you have an older rivalry with Houston, and Austin is new, but I wondered if you could share your firsthand experiences of the feeling of these games, the relationship, the antagonism. Does it feel different? Does it feel like maybe something special is brewing here between Austin and FCD?
Well, as you said, there is an old rivalry with Houston, and usually these rivalries is coming from time, as you said, but also fighting for win something, right? And I think before Houston and Dallas were in a position to fight for a playoff, fight for a MLS Cup, probably Open Cup. And when you go through these type of games where can get you in a position to win, is when the rivalries, and emotions get there. And I think as much FC Dallas and Austin have this type of games like we will have on Sunday, this rivalry will grow and grow. We can see right now that is growing and is there, and everyone feel it from the games that we've played this year. But as soon we play this type of games, I'm pretty sure that both sides of fans, players, staff, they will get into that rivalry, and this will grow on and on.
And then the other one is about motivation. In Austin, they've made a kind of a theme of no one believes in them, and that the pundits did not rate them properly, and even they sounded like they were the underdogs after they beat RSL, despite being the 2nd seed in the West. So do you think that you're underdogs here? Does it matter? And what do you think of these sort of motivational things you see on the other side?
Well, I think they had a more prize and more attention than us throughout the season, to be honest. And even this past week, it was a couple articles talking about all the playoff teams, and they didn't even mention us. That for that reason, I don't think they think right now that probably they're using that as a motivation. For us, it's 2 things. If we wanna people look at us and talk about us, we have to do better. And if we do better and we do big things, people will start talking about us. We try to focus on ourselves. Try to be better every single day. Don't put our limit, and this is our motivation as a group, like a young group that wants to grow, that want to make an impact in this league, and we know we're in the way to do it. But you also need to know, to people talk to you, you have to do big things. And then this game against Austin, it could help us to give this next step where, okay, it is not a more a surprise team. It's this team is going for.
Thanks, Charles. Jump over to Buzz, please.
Hi, Coach. Buzz Carrick, third degree. I know you know that. Sorry. It seemed like this game, and maybe I was totally wrong, it seemed like this game you leaned a little more into your veterans. You started Facundo. You brought in Nano off the bench. You brought in Franco Hara off the bench. And when you needed to replace Paxton, you chose Cerveno over Siki. Do you lean into veteran experience as the pressure ratchets up in the playoffs, or was that just purely every one of those just a coincidence of your tactical choice in the moment?
No, it's right. It kind of aligned with that. The other thing is the quality of the players. The game plan that we expected from Minnesota also fit really well for the qualities of Facundo. I talked with Edwin, and I expected the game open a little bit more in the second half. Always against teams like Minnesota, that they're very experienced teams, that they do this 4-4-2 really compact. One of the things in the strength is the counterattack. And for moments, it looked like we play slow. That is totally fine with what we wanted. We wanted to feel comfortable first, make them run, make them feel like they're chasing, but not risking in counterattacks against. Because as the games go through, the team start losing attention, losing fitness, and then the game start opening. It is true that it was two things. It was too slow because of the opponent that did a really good job. And also, we were nervy at the beginning, and our passes were a little bit slow. Our players start moving all over because it took time for us to break the first line. And the players, the attacking mids, the wingers, the forwards start dropping and moving all over. And then when we got to break their first line, our players weren't there and we couldn't break, and then we have to go back again. And it looked a little bit slow. But there is two ways to do it. The way that Minnesota did it without the ball, and the way that we wanted to do it with the ball. It's different styles, and it's good both. But in the playoff, you need also to sometimes this energy, this rush that make you force mistakes, that the playoff I wanted to avoid that, and I tried to plan a game where we can control. Against Austin is going to be different because Austin is a team they want to press. We're going to have to be at the speed of that. They open more spaces for us also, and then we'll have to change some of the things that we did against Minnesota. But you're right. I just wanted to give some composure and calmness and experience. Facundo has played meaningful games in Argentina in tough environments. And then bringing Hara later on the game, he always helped us to. And I think I could bring him earlier in the game, and we could do more before the overtime to win the game. I felt like it's like we waste a little bit of the time of the game, and we start rushing at the end. And we could do a better job on that earlier in that game, but. In the minds of the players, there is a young group. Everyone talks about how young is this group, but I think they had a lot of composure in this game. They had the calmness. They didn't rush in some of the moments, key moments. We didn't let Minnesota to have big counterattacks, big opportunities and chances, and we got the chances to win the game. And it was about to score that goals, but. Now that we already have the experience, we'll be focused more in also in the opponent and what plays we need. And we have to think about the effort that some of the players made and how they're recovering and looking, because another overtime for both teams, it will be something difficult. We're ready, but it will be difficult to handle. We'll have to make different type of substitutions. But I think Nanu did a really good job when he came in, speeded up the game, was very aggressive. One of the issues that Then we have the beginning, it was the position of our fullbacks. They both were too low. We talk about being low in the first directional attack. And as we have this directional attack and we switch field, okay, then get a higher position. And we did more with Marco in the left side. We didn't do at all with Ima. And we got a stack there because when a team is really compact centrally like Minnesota, you need, there's two ways to beat them, is going around for the wide areas or playing behind, playing more direct. And the best opportunities we got, it was being more direct and playing these balls in behind their back line or going around and using our fullbacks, creating these 2v1s against their fullback. We learned that is a good learning experience for everyone, and it's good to know like how you communicate things and how the players understand, because we talk about using our fullbacks in a different way that we use it. They understood more like being very low. And now it's next game, and this is why it was important to win the first game, because for me it's always the most difficult to handle, and more with a young group.
Just a tiny follow-up on that. Minnesota, we all know low block with mid block with that rapid transition game. Austin wants to play more, opens the field up. Does that lend you guys to play your more natural style, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we feel comfortable with the spaces open when a team wants to come. I think we are a good team, like breaking opponents' pressure. We have quickness, we have quality to attack spaces, and it's how we hurt them when we play them. We hurt them in two ways: in transitions through our pressure, and through breaking their pressure through lines. We did a better job at home, but it was really hot, and you could see that the pressure wasn't as higher as we expect with the environment that we're gonna go. And the other thing is we've played a number of times in that environment. It's something that we know already. It's not gonna change, and I think it helped us to maybe another team that is not used to playing that environment. It could get a little bit, scared, but for us, it's something that we already know what we're gonna face there, what we're gonna find there, and it's about can we have the composure and calmness and execute the things that we are preparing in the right way. And also we have to expect that Austin have learned from the games that we play, and then they maybe made some tweaks, maybe some change, and we as a staff and the players have to be aware that this can happen and quickly find variations.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Buzz. We'll go over to John Arnold, please.
Hola, profe, ¿cómo está?
Hola.
Una pregunta rápida. Paxton, ¿cómo está desarrollando? ¿Está entrenando y está disponible para el partido del domingo?
Bien, Paxton, hicimos ayer una resonancia magnética. Sale simplemente como un edema, no sale rotura. Por lo tanto, va a ser cada día viendo cómo se encuentra, ¿no? Entonces, hoy él ha hecho un trabajo y un entrenamiento. Mañana tenemos que esperar a mañana para ver cómo responde esa carga de trabajo. Después de eso, haremos otro entrenamiento y si va respondiendo bien, estará disponible para el domingo. Sí que es verdad que cuando tuvimos que hacer el cambio, yo pensé que podía ser algo más, pero en las evaluaciones de los médicos nos dieron esperanzas de que podía ser algo mínimo, ¿no? Por lo tanto, pues muy contentos de que pues prácticamente estemos todos sanos y que la decisión de Paxton va a ser de último momento.
Thank you, John. Jump over to Paul, and then we'll go to Jose afterwards. Paul, go ahead.
Just wanted to quickly follow up on the Texas rivalry aspect. I know that how much stock do you put into the fact that to date Austin still hasn't beaten you guys? You guys have the 3 wins and then the 2 draws this year. Is there like a certain level of confidence that you take into this game, knowing that that's the case?
Well, I think we have to use in a way that we see them like sometimes in the game that they say, man, we can't beat them, right? And it's something that they could be in their heads because this game also is something mental, and we know that. But for us, it's about thinking on us, not what they're maybe are thinking, or what because they haven't won yet, they're thinking they cannot beat us. I think historically in the stats are there, but it's a game, it's a playoff game. We never play before a playoff game. We don't know how their minds are going to respond. Maybe it keeps doing a similar thing to them, but for us, it's just to play our game and knowing that the way that we've played these games have made them struggle for moments in the game, not be comfortable. But we always know that they have responded, and then we can't take that thing that you're saying about it for granted, because they have good players, and they have responded. They tied both games when they were behind in the score, and we have to be aware that when you play against a good teams, you have to be focused the whole game, and anything that you did before is going to help you to win that game. Our mentality is what you did in the past is not going to help you to win in the present. And then we try to stick in the present, try to focus on what we can control, and what we can control is a new game, is a new opportunity to get into a conference final, and this is what we are focused on. The other things, I don't know in their heads. I know they also have a psychologist, and probably they're working with that. I have no idea about it, but knowing Josh and how good coach he is, I'm pretty sure they're going to prepare the game very well.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. We'll go to Jose now.
Buenas tardes, profe. Profe, en este tipo de partidos, cuando ya se ha pasado quizás la primera ronda de playoff, es mejor que se vea al equipo rival como que es el favorito y no el equipo al que uno está dirigiendo, o cómo lo percibe usted, ¿no? Ese debate que quizás están en la prensa de quién llega mejor o quién no, o quién fue favorito durante toda la temporada. ¿Cómo lo visualiza?
Bueno, yo creo que el cartel de favorito uno se lo tiene que ganar, ¿no? Y nosotros no creo que estemos todavía ahí. Tenemos que hacer mucho más de lo que hemos hecho hasta ahora, ¿no? Estamos en el camino de ello, pero de momento no estamos. Ellos quedaron en una posición por delante de la nuestra. Nosotros no hemos podido ganarles este año, y por lo tanto yo creo que ellos están en una posición jugando en casa en la que es normal que puedan sentir esa posición de favorito, ¿no? Otra de las cosas que nosotros, o yo por lo menos hablando con el staff, sentí es que el partido contra Minnesota era un partido trampa, porque jugamos en casa, tenemos el papel más de favorito porque hemos quedado delante de ellos, porque tenemos nuestra afición ahí, tenemos que ganar sí o sí. Entonces, trabajar con esa psicología y con esa situación para un grupo como el nuestro, que estamos creciendo poco a poco juntos, no es sencillo. Entonces, ahora Austin va a tener que trabajar en esa situación, ¿no? Nosotros vamos haciéndonos poco camino. Yo espero que en unos años estemos hablando de que Dallas es el favorito, pero tenemos que conseguirlo durante estos años, ¿no? Como pues lo son otros clubes ahora mismo. Nosotros no merecemos ahora serlo, porque tenemos todavía mucho que mejorar, muchas cosas por hacer. Sí que podemos ser un buen equipo contra cualquier equipo de la liga y que podemos ganar a cualquiera, pero tenemos que ganarnos el respeto de ser favorito todavía. Tenemos que trabajar muy duro, tenemos que hacer temporadas muy buenas y luchar por cosas importantes para que en un determinado momento entonces sí que estemos trabajando con este equipo psicológicamente en el que cada partido que juegas tu deber es ganar, como hacen los grandes equipos en el mundo. Pero todavía no estamos ahí. Estamos en camino de poder conseguir ese cambio de mentalidad en el club, que la liga también nos vea de otra manera, pero tenemos que tener respeto a todos los equipos que hay ahora mismo con ese papel por encima de nosotros y ser humildes sabiendo que tenemos capacidad, como hemos demostrado durante la liga, de ganar a cualquier equipo, pero desde un trabajo durísimo y para dar nuestro nombre a conocer dentro de esta liga y dentro de todos los que siguen el fútbol, ¿no?
Profe, seguramente ya tuvo oportunidad de ver algunos números, algunas estadísticas del partido de Austin. Ofensivamente muy bien. Creo que hicieron récord de disparos, inclusive Driussi acumuló un récord de mayor cantidad de disparos en el partido, en un partido de playoff. Eh, regresaron de un 2-0. ¿Cómo parar a un equipo así, ¿no? ¿Cómo contrarrestar un equipo que juega bien, que ataca mucho, que busca los espacios, que es vertical? ¿Cómo contrarrestarlo, no?
Bueno, analizando los partidos, nuestros números comparado con otros equipos que han enfrentado a Austin son mejores. Nosotros hemos conseguido que Austin en nuestros partidos tenga un acierto en el golpeo, en los tiros, menor de los que ellos suelen hacer contra otros rivales, ¿no? Para nosotros, como este año, el éxito del equipo, uno de los éxitos es el trabajo colectivo a nivel defensivo, ¿no? En que todos trabajamos juntos, todos trabajan a una, y el reducir los espacios para el rival. Y sobre todo tenemos que tener la valentía y el coraje de atacar. Cuanto más ataquemos, cuanto más presionemos al rival y seamos atrevidos, menos nos encerrarán atrás, menos ocasiones tendrán. Porque si analizamos un poco cómo nos hicieron los goles allí, fue cuando nosotros dejamos de presionar alto. Entonces es ahí donde se sienten más cómodos, donde tienen jugadores de calidad, donde sus jugadores pueden llegar al área con un mejor timing. Por lo tanto, nosotros cuanto más lejos de nuestra portería defendamos en este partido, mejor. Y que las veces que tengamos que hacerlo, reducir mucho los espacios.
Gracias, profe.
Nada.
Thank you, Jose. And we'll wrap it up with Buzz. Last question, please, Buzz.
Yeah, sorry, Coach. You may have answered this in Spanish with John's question, but since I don't speak Spanish, I just wanted to follow up about Paxton's health.
Well, Paxton had an MRI yesterday, and it was good. Like, he doesn't have any tear. He doesn't have anything that is, we can say today he cannot play on Sunday, right? He has a little bit of inflammation, but something that has happened to other players before in himself. And now it's about day by day. Today he had a training, a specific load training. Tomorrow we'll analyze how he responds to that load. If he's fine, okay, another training. And then Friday, if everything goes well, Saturday, if everything goes well, he will train with the group and he will be ready to go. But it has to be day by day. And the rest of the players are fine. Everyone is training normal.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Buzz, and thank you, Nico. That'll conclude today's media session with Nico Estévez.